Hey friends, it's Roger. As you can see, I am back in the bunker of awesome. Back here in Wisconsin, spring is springing. It's not fully sprung yet, but it's definitely springing. It's the last week of the first quarter. I am super fired up to bring this week's message to you. It's a key time in your march towards excellence and in hitting your goals. So this week we're going to finish our two-part series on melting the love handles and getting over the hump, finishing something strong so that you can have sustainable success and see the results that you want to. This week we're going to be talking about the X factor in all of it, the secret sauce. Stick around, let's go. Okay, so once again, before this week's message, a little bit of housekeeping. You are watching this on YouTube. Please, if you have not done so already, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you anything, helps us, and make sure that you get notified. Make sure that you get notified right away. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Like this video, share it with your friends. All right. So here we go. Last week we started talking about melting the love handles. Physically, we were talking about actually getting rid of those last couple pounds of unwanted winter weight. And then figuratively, we were talking about kind of finishing off a good quarter. And we talked about two things. How, number one, it was the end result of a process. It's not an overnight fix, and that you need to just kind of keep putting one foot in front of the other. There is an X factor in all of this. There is some like secret sauce, and it's not really what you might think it is. So let's get into it. I first got exposed to this concept 2018. My favorite book that I read that year was all about this concept. It was reinforced a few months ago in an email that I got from my gym, my CrossFit gym that we belong to, which I love, by the way. Literally, this email was about the X factor in getting in shape. And then interestingly enough, I was out for a walk yesterday afternoon and bumped into a good friend of mine, good neighbor of mine that I hadn't seen in a while. And we got talking about this in terms of like getting in shape. And I was just reminded about how, this is so important when it comes to just getting results anywhere. This X factor that I'm talking about, of course, is rest. Yeah, I'm talking about getting proper rest in a couple of different ways. Two specifically that I wanted to share with you in this video. So when it comes to your physical body, the result that you're looking to get doesn't actually happen while you're exercising. We talked a little bit last week, and you know this, that getting in shape requires proper diet and it requires some exercise. What exercise does, whatever form you're doing, is it gives your body a stimulus. You either are doing some cardio, like you're walking or running or biking or something like that, which triggers your body to like burn more energy, or you might be doing strength training where you work a muscle with a heavy weight or a relatively heavy weight anyways, and that gives your muscle a stimulus to grow. But guess what? The stimulus isn't when the growth or the response in your body occurs. The calories don't really get burned in the workout. They do a little bit, but not nearly as much as they do after. Your muscles don't grow or get stronger during the weight training session. That happens when you're resting. Same thing goes with your brain. You can give your brain a stimulus, which is necessary for growth. You can give your business a stimulus, an activity, which is necessary for growth. But oftentimes, the actual result that you're looking for doesn't happen until later, until you're resting. If you're looking to burn fat off of your body, that happens while you are asleep. Rest, proper rest and relaxation and taking a break so that you're not overstimulated is the X factor that most people miss. Most achievers like you want to grind. You get fired up, you get passionate about hitting your goals or getting in shape or making money or making your business the best that it's ever been. And for somebody like you and me, it's really easy to overgrind. To go, well, listen, if I'm just like providing the stimulus, if I'm just doing the activity, if I'm just hitting the gym, if I'm just burning calories all the time, that's the best way to get where, the fastest way to get where I'm going. And yes, you do need to work, but you gotta rest as well. So here, I mean this in a couple of ways. I mean, there's rest, there's intermittent bouts of rest that you need to get along the way, and then there's like a block of rest that we're gonna talk about here. Okay, so number one, along the way, you probably understand what I mean here. We've done a ton of videos about this, about just getting a good night's sleep, how on a daily basis you're going to need, like in your quest for greatness, whether you're actually melting true love handles off of your midsection or whether you're trying to upgrade your business, your income, or your energy, it is critical that you shut down in a proper way and a proper time every day. In a proper way and at a proper time every day. You got to be getting a good night's sleep. If you're not getting proper sleep and rest along the way, I'm telling you, you're shooting yourself in the foot. My favorite book of 2018 that I mentioned before was a book called Why We Sleep. And I was encouraged in this book to learn that even in places like executive boardrooms of Fortune 500 companies, some of the highest achievement, highest performance places in the world of business, it used to be that executives wore not sleeping at all as like this badge of honor, which was quite frankly just stupid. What you're seeing now is that your highest achievers now are like, that what they wear as a badge of honor is like, yeah, I got my 8 hours last night. I took care of myself. Because along the way, getting rest on a daily basis is super important. And I'm going to tell you that you are the same way as a performer and as an achiever. You got to be getting rest along the way. Now, the reason this is timely for right now is there's a special version of rest that I really hope you can focus on like this week or next. I almost wanted to do this video last week, but I think it's perfectly appropriate for right now. You're going to hear us talk a lot in the near future about this concept called periodization, which means you focus on one thing and then you take a break from it. You focus on that thing again, you take a break from it. You break things up into periods. One of the best examples of this is a book that a lot of my clients have read. I'd recommend it for you too. It's a book called The 12-Week Year. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's by Brian Moran. If you have read it, hope that perks up your ears here. What the 12-week year is all about is it's literally about having 4 years per year, about having, like literally looking at a quarter, like a 90-day, a 12-week period, or it's actually a 13-week period, where it's like that's your whole year. Like you literally in this curriculum, in this programming, like you literally don't think past 12 weeks out at any given point. Like we're coming up on the end of the first quarter right now, and I think this is an important concept. And if you're following the 12-week year, what that means is that you are going hard and being laser focused on hitting your goals, boom, in a very short period of time. Well, guess what? A quarter isn't 12 weeks, it's actually 13 weeks. So what do you do with the 13th week? Well, in that curriculum, you literally go away. You shut it down and you use the 13th week for nothing but rest, reflection, relaxation. It's a great time to go on vacation if you want to. Take a few days off. You literally are supposed to get away. And I find that this concept of like just getting away from what you're doing is super important. I mean, listen, if you want to talk about dieting, most effective diets will build in what's called a free day or a cheat day, which I look forward to every week. Once a week, you get away from calorie restriction, eating clean, however you want to describe it, and you just kind of go bananas on food for one meal or one day a week. Works really, really well because your body needs that break. In you having an amazing 2021, you periodically need breaks. There's a reason why spring break happens right about now. So here's what I'm telling you to sum it up here and wrap this video up. 1, make sure that you're getting proper rest along the way. 2, you may or may not be actually going on vacation this week or next, but please take some time in this last week of the quarter, or at the very latest, the first week of the. I mean, we're coming up on it's Easter weekend coming up pretty soon. It's April 1st, April Fool's Day. It's the beginning of the second quarter. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, you need to take a little bit of time for reflection, for relaxation, and just to kind of unplug at least a little bit. Let the batteries recharge, because that's when the growth and the recovery and the actual results that you want to see can happen. It's when you're resting that the love handles and the fat melts away. It's when you're resting that your batteries recharge. So give yourself that gift. It's actually part of your job, and it's the X factor. You gotta have it. So give it to yourself. Once again, if we can help you get any of this stuff that we're talking about in these weekly videos, please reach out to us. It's what we do as a company, and we would love to help you as well. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends. Have an awesome week. We'll see you next Tuesday.